If it hurts, you ain't breaks, no gates, you know it up, put on more steam. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. All obstacles, block, cut, sides, blue games after this win in. Press you again, we're here for the first May. Carry my team down 6 minutes.
We've got to raise the bar, and we've got to continue to raise the bar. I don't think any of those young men, when they signed to come to Tennessee, they signed to say they wanted to come and be a part of a 7-6 program. All right, they said they wanted to come and compete for championships, SEC championships, national championships. I know that's what I want. I know that's what Tennessee wants. I know that's what the expectation is. So we've got to continue to reassess everything that we're doing and make sure that we're continuing to move the needle in the right direction.
The culture that Hype and everyone has created in this building, it's been phenomenal on teams, and we're only going to continue to be better. And the standard around here, I've said it before, I'll say it again, standards to be the damn best. And we're never stopping.
You know, I think a lot like this will really, light a fire under anybody. I know me personally, like this feeling and the way this feels, like I'm not going to take this lightly. And I think everybody else on the offense will fall in line on that. So hopefully moving forward there won't be, laboring days or nights. Not that we'll be perfect, but we're going to work for it.
Doesn't have to be perfect, ain't gonna be perfect. We go compete for 60 freaking minutes. All right, enjoy the opportunity, enjoy the environment, and then go play our butts off, play for one another, and have a hell of a lot of fun. Everybody got me? All right.
If the outcome changes, does it change who you are, what you said, and what you seek to accomplish?
It happened, man. It happened. I can't go back and change what happened. You only can learn from it. It's just all about if we're gonna come together or we're gonna separate.
I say it often, it ain't the destination, it's a part of the journey. Right? It wasn't about a game, it was about mindset, spirit, disposition, dedication, commitment, right? What type of commitment? Not the cheap stuff. But there's certain cats that's gonna embrace it and figure out a way to get better. There's other cats gonna retreat, they gonna quit, and they gonna settle into mediocrity. You judge the true character and caliber of a man by where he stands in times of challenge and controversy.
Welcome, that was a little loud, to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley.
And I'm Coach Jay.
It's your boy X Factor.
If Inky Johnson doesn't have you ready to go on game day, I don't know what's wrong with you. You don't have a pulse. You don't have a soul. That video has fired me up. Dauber sent it to me. About 43 people sent me that video. Said, have you seen this? I've watched it time and time and time again. Every time I get chills. Bottom line is, though, Coach, it don't matter what Inky says. Doesn't matter what the media and the marketing team does, what the digital team does. None of that matters. If the players don't believe what's in that video, nothing's going to change today. How you feeling? Are you fired up? I'm ready for some freaking football.
Game day is always a good day. I was just talking about it in the chat. Yeah, heck yeah, I'm excited, man. Can't wait to see what they come up with. I think all of us are kind of chomping at the bit to get back on the field. I don't know about y'all, but after a loss, I almost would just shut the TV off for a week, and stew about it and, not want to watch anything. And then that's the magic in football, right? Whenever you step out on that grass, like the rest of the world just disappears, right? Nothing matters but that time on the grass. And it's kind of a beautiful thing. So I know these players are looking forward to it. It could certainly be a group therapy session for not only us, but for them if they can right this ship. So I'm looking forward to it. I think they're pumped up. Yeah, Inky definitely got me pumped up. I was having my Douglas neck roll and some giant 90 shoulder pads to go put a licking on someone. How you feeling today, Ash?
I about to say, yeah, Inky got me fired up too. And it's actually funny, Boogie, because I saw that video last night and I was going to be one of those people to send it to you, be like, you got to play it in the beginning of the show for today. But yeah, man, I like what Coach said, man. Like, these guys got to go out on that field, just prove it to themselves, man. Like, don't get in the mindset of having Florida beat you twice mentally. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was last Saturday. Get that loss out of your head and just go perform today, man. Like, go prove it to yourself who you really are. And I'm talking about just everybody, not just Joe Milton, not just, certain player, just everybody, the whole team, the off staff, man. Like, this coaching staff has to be better, man. So today's the day definitely to prove that.
Chris Hughes says, X looking fresh. He popped in the back room, and I was like, you look like a head coach, X.
Look,
he's got the headset
you should have hit him with the
on.
visor. You should have hit him with the visor. X.
Well, look, Coach Jay is going to be the coach. Look, I'm just one of the coordinators. So whenever Coach Jay's going to call up here and be like, hey, doesn't run an audible.
All right, let me hit some super chats. You guys are going nuts over that video. X talking about playing it. Anytime you play a video like that, you get demonetized immediately because of the music that's in it and all that type of stuff. But you guys were generous. You guys in the chat paid for that video. You said, Boogie, if you're not going to get paid, we will pay you. Especially Shannon DeCannon dropped $20 and said, Boogie, stop playing around and play the freaking clip. So thank you, Shannon, for that. Appreciate that, brother. Chase Tidwell drops a $1 super chat. Appreciate it, Chase. Good to see you in the chat. Pit Boss is here. Drops a $5 super chat. Says door fee. GBO. Wayne's in the house. Drops 5. Has nothing to say. Just a tip in the tip jar. And wanted me to play that clip as well. Brennan Crandall for 2. We need to see effort and discipline. Agree 100%. Clean up those penalties. Stop getting behind the chains and then making excuses about the way you run your offense. Ben Gaylor for 2, no pregame show. I would rather watch GBO. I'm glad you enjoy the tailgate show. The link is out. The link is out for Talkin VAWLS Elite and higher. So if you're a member of this channel and you pay at the elite level or higher, you've got the link. You can jump in there. You can hang out. You can tell us how you're feeling. If I pissed you off this week, jump in here and let's talk about it. Let's have a civil conversation. If you want a name call, I promise you it is not going to work out good for you. It just ain't. It ain't going to work out good for you, but hey, I'm here for it if you want to roll the dice. David Hall for 2. Appreciate that super chat, brother. Parker Townsend for $20. That is, man, y'all are being nuts. Y'all being very generous. $20 ain't cheap. Game day, boys. Here they go with that. WGWTFA. I mean, I don't know what that means. You could probably figure it out. Need to see some domination. Yes, Parker. That's what I want to see. Domination. Really, this is kind of a no-win game for Tennessee, right? You're favored by, it's up to 24 at this point. You go out and you dominate, Coach, it's because it's UTSA. You go out and lay an egg, guess what? Guess what's going to happen this whole week? You thought last week was negative? This week's going to be just as bad.
Yeah, and UTA's, look, we should go out there, we should handle business, right? No ifs, ands, or buts. But they're also not a dead fish, right? You're going to have to go out there and take it. They're a proud team. That team's won multiple championships together. Did we get a final go on his quarterback? It looks like he's not going. Is that correct?
I don't think he's playing. I've not seen anything officially today, but I do not think he's playing.
That certainly changes them. But hey, this team for the last 3 years has been top 20 in offense, defense, and special teams. So they know how to play football. They're well coached. They're not going to lie down. You're going to have to take it from them. I know they looked like crap last week against Army, and Texas State was Texas State, but both those teams even have been feisty in their own right, albeit against worse competition. I think you're going to have to go out there and play well if you want to dominate and do what you're going to have to do. We're not going to do it by accident. It's not going to be like we play ugly and put a 50 on them. We're going to have to go out and actually put it on them if that's what we're going to do. We need to be balanced on our offensive attack. Our defense needs to tackle well in the secondary, maintain gap integrity. Our linebackers have to fill on their backsides and be correct on their run-pass recognition and fill the proper gaps while staying home when they need to stay home. So I want to see crispness all around, and heck yeah, I don't want to see penalties. If I see penalties out there, I'm not too happy if I'm Mr. Heupel or any one of his subsequent staff members.
Let me hit a couple more super chats here. Shannon DeCannon with another $10. Appreciate that, brother. September the 23rd, 2023, we're ranked 23rd. So what are you saying, that Nico's going in today and the future starts now, like a national championship?
That's what I was thinking.
That's
right?
how I took it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I read that wrong. Dan Yoder drops 5 and says, just throw the damn ball. And then 1 minute later, he drops another 5 and says, just throw the damn ball. So thank you for that, Dan. Appreciate the super chat. Let's get Bob on here. Bob's in the back room hanging out. Bob, how have you felt this week? You know, it's been a lot of negativity, and everybody's blaming me. It's always my fault. It's fine. They can call me whatever they want me. I'm fine with it. A lot of negativity. What do you need to see today to put some sunshine in your life down there in the cave?
The same thing I've been saying all damn week. I'm sorry for that, but I need to see the O line step up and protect that backfield. I need to see the defense, at least our defensive line, start living in the backfield like they should. I need to see our secondary start wrapping up in their tackles. Those are things that have been killing us. Our first game at Virginia, I was here. I was pumped because I saw improvement in our secondary over last year. And then they just went to sleep.
Yeah. And definitely got to tell Kamal Haddon, I say he's got to just turn that head, man. Just turn that head, dude. Like I said, I mean, he can make some good plays, but he's got to just get downfield and just look. I mean, you know. So,
yeah, it almost seemed like they relapsed, right, X?
Yeah.
Like, and Bob, it almost seemed like they relapsed to me.
I know Danico Slaughter's out again today. What in the world? Bob hit the wrong button. I know Danico Slaughter's out again today, and you're going to probably see Kamal Haddon. The VolQuest 2-minute drill, they were talking about whether or not Warren Burrell gets some run, and then hopefully you're going to see a whole lot of Ricky Gibson. So we'll see.
Yes, I've kind of been out of the loop with as busy as I've kind of been with life and everything right now. But any new update on Cade, game time decision, not playing?
You know how many people have
Does
said
anyone
that?
know?
Cooper,
Does anyone know?
Cooper, you're like me calling the offensive line coach Eckler. Cooper Mays. Cade's in the NFL.
Somebody said in the chat that he wasn't playing. So
that's not accurate. They don't know yet. He's a game time decision. VolQuest said that they were going to be watching him in warm-ups. Last week in warm-ups, he was snapping the ball to Gaston Moore, right? So this week in warm-ups, they're going to be keeping an eye on it. And if he's snapping with Gaston Moore again, there's no way he's playing. Does he snap some with Nico? Does he snap some with Joe? I don't think anybody knows. Anybody that's speaking an absolute fact is just going based off of Josh Heupel never tells you anything. So that would just be 100% opinion. Nothing's confirmed yet.
Gotcha.
As far as I'm concerned, as far as Coop goes, he may not start, but doesn't mean he won't play. He could come in at any time. They may just want to see how that offensive line and how hard that offensive line is going to be, and at least try to get him some easy reps to start back off. Because, I mean, it is his first game of the season. Just putting that out there.
Gerald Mincy definitely is starting and playing today.
Yes.
Pit boss for 5. For me, I want no offensive penalties. I want to see the efficient tackling, aggressive hits. Leave no doubt that dog is awake finally. Is it? Man, I know everybody that got so mad at me for being negative. The dog didn't awaken when you laid an egg against Austin Peay? Like why can that not fire you up? Let's get Mr. Sunshine and Rainbows on here. John, I know you've been mad all week long. All week long you've been as mad as I am, maybe worse. You know, I try to look at things with some perspective and say there's still a little positive. I think you are so full of doom and gloom. How are you feeling this Saturday morning?
I'm not feeling too bad. I got 2 predictive scores, so one's on the good side, one's
Hey John, what was it? Haddon's tackle, or I shouldn't say tackle, attempt at dancing with the Florida player. Is that what pissed you off so bad?
Oh,
is it? Oh man, it ticked me off. I thought he was celebrating in the end zone with his buddy. I really did.
Yeah. Oh man, it's terrible.
That was just a terrible dude. I mean, he just shoulder checked him. I'm like, dude, are we playing hockey? Are we playing football? Like, what are we doing?
Why not just go get some Gatorade on the sideline? You know,
I know.
Why try? Jeez Louise. So, John, what's the number one thing you want to see out of Tennessee this week?
Well, the tackles determine horizontal, guards determine vertical. They're gonna have to stop the rush from the defensive front. If they can give him some time, he can make some things happen. He's a pocket passer. He's not much of anything else, but once he's in the pocket, he can make decisions pretty well.
How good is UTSA's defense? I'm looking at just the numbers alone.
Very serviceable over the last few years. This year they've been suspect.
Yeah,
been
they got one
suspect
guy
this
hurt. Their
season.
best player's hurt on the defense. So
Yeah.
They give up 210 a game through the air and 128 on the ground. So,
Their linebackers play well.
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
but against their competition though.
Yeah, you're right. Correct.
Right,
Everything.
that's true.
Everything's in
Perspective.
in perspective.
That's the thing. We were talking about it before you popped in here, John. Are you going to be optimistic no matter what happens today? Like if Tennessee wins 42-3, are you going to be like, "Oh, we're back. Feels like 98." Or are you going to be like, "Well, you've proved nothing to me. You got to go do it against South Carolina."
I'm pulling a Dauber. We're here.
Wait. Some of us are here. Some of us are here. Some of us aren't.
That's right. Yeah.
Speaking of Dauber,
Yeah.
James Lawson for 10. Appreciate the super chat, brother. I'm at a wedding. Just wanted to say GBO and love the show. Thank you, James. Do me a favor. Walk up to the bride and groom. I don't know. Maybe they're in the back. Maybe you're waiting on them to come out. At the reception. Walk up to them and say, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Talkin VAWLS Network. Boogie just wanted to send his apologies that you don't get married in the fall. Tell them that's what I said. Don't tell them congratulations. Tell them you don't get married in the fall. It's never going to work. It's never going to work, James. Never going to work. Parker for 2. A&M's D-line looks elite, and UTSA's D-line decent. I had that Texas A&M game on, but I haven't been watching it much. I will go back and watch the replay of that. What's up, Rocky Top Rules? What's going on, buddy? How you feeling on this Saturday? Have you been full of doom and gloom all week long?
First part of the week, man, it was all doom and gloom. Second part of the week, it's trying to, gather myself a little bit. Hopefully, brighter things to come. I mean, yes, doom and gloom's been last Sunday, last Monday, especially going back into the work week, because where I work, I unfortunately have a couple Gator fans. So that was not pleasant. Yeah, that was not pleasant. So, but later on in the week, just try to realize that maybe Joe and them can get it figured out and play better moving forward. So I just want a clean game and just bully these guys. I mean, there's got to be something happen in the locker room to where they like, enough is enough. Let's get this crap together and let's play Tennessee football. Because it's been straight up just, depressing the last 2 weeks. And it's battered fall syndrome all over. And that's what it's been.
Yeah, I hope they feel disrespected. I agree.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, it's like that clip with Brew McCoy, that Boogie played before the show. Like, yeah, man, like he felt sour about after that loss. He was like, he said, this don't settle with me. He said, hopefully that it'll affect the other guys in there, and then they'll come out and they'll prove themselves today. And I love Brew, man. Like I said, because Brew reminds me so much of Jawan Jennings. He really, really does. So hopefully, and maybe that is his calling. Maybe he could be the leader in that wide receiver group that we were talking about, and he can lead this team out there. So I don't know. We'll see.
Imagine Jawan and Bruce stacked next wide receiver on the outside in that stack, running that 2-man bubble screen on the outside. Oh, man, you would have a true problem on your hand as a coordinator.
I hope this is an accurate statement from Wade Rouse. Says his brother's at the game and Joe looks pissed off. I would love nothing more than to see Joe come out and not smile the whole game, not laugh, not do anything but be an angry, violent leader. Run the football. Pull it.
Yes.
Pull it. I think X said it last week. Pull the dang thing and go hit somebody. Don't do this awkward thing. He looks so awkward running the football. Be
and
violent.
you know what? Yeah, and you know what? If you hit a 50-yard pass, 40-yard pass, 70-yard touchdown, 40-yard touchdown, just go walk back to the sideline. Don't say a word.
And not
just
only
killer.
that,
Look like a killer.
And then not only that, but if the defensive line license comes after you, those linebackers get after you, man. Just take the sack, dude. Don't try to throw it up in the air to make a play, dude. Just take the sack and just move on to the next play. I'd rather lose 3 yards than to have an interception any day.
I keep going back to that play and saying he's just trying to make a play.
That's all. He had a guy wide open. He just got hit by a 420-pounder in his face. We can't let that happen. That's why our O-line is so important.
Dustin, how you feeling, buddy? Are you still full of piss and vinegar, or have you calmed down a little bit?
What happened? I already forgot.
Oh, my gosh. Don't make me say
Yeah,
it.
there we go.
We can fill you
It's
in.
football time in Tennessee. That's what happened.
Did you wipe the slate clean?
Yeah, I don't know what you
Coach
guys are talking about. It's just, the season's just starting, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that it's a huge wake up call. We said that the first 2 games too, but if losing that way to Florida, probably your biggest rivalry, doesn't do it to you, I don't know what will.
Oh, I'm the same way, man. Like, that's why I keep saying, like, and then, like, looking ahead, like, next week, I've been preaching that. Do you need a reason to get fired up? Do you need a reason to get fired up today after you've laid an egg 2 weeks in a row? Do you need a reason to get fired up next week when it's South Carolina? Like, do I need to come in and give a motivational speech and I'll just walk in and I'll just write the freaking score from last year on the board, say y'all have a good day, and then leave? If that doesn't piss you off, what more do you need?
And just think about it. That was the team you needed to beat to get to the playoffs. So, yeah, that pissed me off too, and just want to just destroy him. I mean,
we need some more Inky Johnson up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coach just canceled my flight to come give a pep talk to his team. Just canceled. What a horrible motivational speaker.
Tampering.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Somebody else go. This is your show. What do y'all
I was
think?
just about to say I'll finish up and pass it off, but I just got to be cleaner on both sides. I mean, that's where it starts. I think the execution and those kind of things will happen if they don't shoot themselves in the foot, and that's the case with this offense in general, even with Hendon Hooker or whatever. But it's especially true with this group of guys. We don't have the proven playmakers yet that we can just lean on time and time again. So if we're shooting ourselves in the foot to even get going, it's hard to catch up. And they gotta come out firing on both sides. I want to see a touchdown on the first drive and a 3-and-out on the first drive.
Yeah, amen to that. I'll take that all day long. You always want a good start. Chat's asking over under on Nico chance by which quarter or the quarter pick.
I hope we see.
Yeah, everyone.
I like to see third quarter.
I don't want to go there.
I was about to say, I mean, if Joe comes out and he does what he's supposed to do, hopefully by the second half we'll see Nico. But I don't know. That's yet to be seen. So.
You're only seeing him if it's a blowout. That's it. He ain't coming in any other way. I mean, that's it. It's got to be a blowout. But the chance is what we're talking about. The chance.
Right.
Let me play devil's advocate real quick. Say he overthrows one, skips one, overthrows one, skips one.
I'll be saying Nico.
I think there's going to be a chant. I think someone chanting in the stand. There's going to be one pissed off someone in overalls chanting Nico.
Coach, it's going to start. It's going to start the first snap. He doesn't have to do anything bad.
All right, I'll stop.
When they announce his name, starting quarterback for the University of Tennessee, number 7, Joe Milton, Nico. It's going to come. It's gonna be like, come on, bro. We don't need an excuse down there.
I'm just saying.
And Joe's just walking out there, just oh god, here we go.
I don't think they bring him in until the third quarter. If we're ahead coming out of the half, I think they'll put him in and let him play the rest of the half, and Nico just sit on the sideline, or Joe will sit on the sideline waving.
Where's all this confidence coming from? Do we remember the Austin Peay game? Do we remember what happened last week in the Swamp? Now we're talking about blowouts and backups.
No,
we're talking it into existence. But
listen,
okay.
Listen, if. That's a huge 2-letter word.
I know what did it. Bob listened to Inky. He listened to Inky at the start of the video. Now he's balls by 60, balls by 70, balls by 80. Let me get a couple super chats real quick. Parker for 2. Apparently UTSA has an elite edge rusher. Oh, great. That'll be awesome. Mac McClanahan for 2. I'm ready to see historical Tennessee defense.
I am too.
I mean the front 7, but like I said, but the secondary, I still have questions about the secondary.
Let's not bring back Third and Chavis.
Parker for 2.
I want Fred White back.
Parker for 2 says Neat Prayer is going to be in the box for the Bama game. I don't think I could step foot in that stadium. I wouldn't step foot in Florida, in the Swamp. I would never go to a road game unless it's like Vanderbilt or, God, I wouldn't even go to South Carolina now, honestly.
No.
Yeah, and back to the defense real quick. I hope we see some of the more aggressive blitz calls just throughout. Obviously, we kind of saw what we play like in zone. It gets too much space for our guys to miss tackles. So I just want to see a little bit more want to as well. No more nudging somebody and hoping they'll fall over.
But are they going to open up the playbook just for this when they got South Carolina coming?
Oh God, we're going to start with the playbook excuses already. John's getting
I think
I don't care anymore.
You got to.
You got to. You just got to get your tempo back and your rhythm back. And your pace back, and everything else be damned.
Yeah, I was about to say you got to establish the run game first, because like I said, if we couldn't run the ball in the swamp, it's not going to make a difference when South Carolina comes. You got to establish the run game first.
Absolutely.
Do you think their defensive game plan against Florida was so basic and zone and only bringing 4 because of the success the front 4 had in the first 2 weeks? Now, I kind of hit you with this in the Friday morning stream, Coach, but I still just scratch my head thinking back to the game plan for Florida.
Yeah, no, they were too conservative. I said it Friday too. There's just no two ways about it. They sat back on their heels. My humble opinion, you never want to play catch when you're playing defense. You don't want to sit down and let the ball come to you all the time. You want to play downhill. And even when you're playing conservative in coverage, even then I believe you need to play downhill. So there's a correct way to do it when you're playing umbrella coverage. And when you're just kind of sitting back in basic zone as well. There's still things you can do to be aggressive sitting back in zone. And we weren't doing any of those little fun things that you can do. So it just seemed lazy, I thought, in the first half, just all around, whether it be the tackling, the run defense, the way we were attacking the pulling guards, the way we were playing the flats, the way it's just everything. It was just an all-out lazy effort by coordinator all the way down through the rest of the ranks. I don't know what caused it or what spurned it, but man, they look lazy. Did Florida change their game plan in the second half? Yeah. Did we play a little more aggressive? Yeah, two things can be true, right? So I think the combination of both is what caused kind of a more or less a shutdown by Florida in the second half. But me and Boogie talked about it Friday. We both said it. Tim Banks' defenses are better when they're playing aggressive, no matter which way you cut it. So they need to get back to that today, period. I think James Pierce is a guy who could really eat today. The tackles are big and good in run for UTSA, but they're not the fastest kids out there. I think Pierce could have a really big game for them on the edge, as well as any blitzing outside linebackers or anyone with speed along the defensive line. I think T-Lander is a kid I'd want to see get some run in this game. I think he's a good speed inside rusher. And is Lott out? Is that correct? Norman Lott's out this game.
Is he suspended for the first? Yeah, first half.
Yeah. First half. I think you could see a little T-Lander early on the inside today, or Barron slide inside and then rotate over. But I want to see our edges get after it. We're a fast SEC team. Let's use our speed and attack with some speed and aggression.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we've kind of noticed pretty consistent rotation on the defensive line, but do you think that they'll be willing to do more of that on the back end this game?
I hope so. I think you got to get young kids some run. Guys, yeah, maybe everyone answer that question. Like, you guys want to see the same old cats, or you want to start mixing up a little, maybe see some of the freshmen?
They've actually done it some with the corners, but they're not changing anybody at safety.
No.
Tim Banks will not rotate. It's like, and then
that's a horse of a different color too.
It's always McCullough. He's a great leader. He's a veteran. McCullough. Like, until Tank McCullough graduates, he might find a way to come back for 3 more years. Feels like he's been down there for 17.
Yeah.
I mean, we need people that's got the drive and the want to win, like we did back in '98. With Billy Ratliff and Fred White and Eric Westmoreland. I mean, we need people that had that kind of drive to and want to win and want to actually hurt somebody. They ain't go out there and just play. They wanted to hurt somebody, and that's what we need.
Billy Ratliff wanted to hurt me on Thursday night. What did I do to that guy? I'm sorry I had to. Hey, I just wanted to bring, because it just got posted on the VolQuest game thread. Kaner said that Cooper Mays is snapping to Nico in warm-ups. So like Bob said, could maybe Cooper doesn't start, maybe we see him at some point in the game. Also got a new member of the channel, Trey Tyndall. Trey is a member of the channel. Appreciate that, brother. If you guys are wondering how all these guys are on the show hanging out talking with me, it's because it's a fan call-in show. If you are a member of the channel right now at Talkin VAWLS Elite or higher, you've got the link. You can go to the community tab on the YouTube channel and jump in here and talk a little Tennessee football. You members, you're the heartbeat of this thing. I wouldn't be doing morning streams with Coach Jay and morning streams with Kaner and all the content without you guys, because I can now focus on this instead of other nonsense that doesn't give two craps about what I do with my life. So shout out to you guys. Trey also drops $2, says a lot of proven need to get done today, boys. Seth, we were talking about this before you popped in here. Is there anything Tennessee can do today that makes you say, oh, yeah, we are actually good this year? Or are you just going to be a big old question mark till South Carolina?
I'm still a question mark.
No matter what happens.
You should be.
No matter what happens, because,
Yep.
I mean, it's no matter what, it's still UTSA. It was still Austin Peay. It was still Virginia. The only good team we played against, we sucked. So, I mean, we got to play amazing and then play amazing and whoop some tail versus South Carolina. And then I'm like, okay, we're good. We're okay.
It's going to be a 2-week process to get us back.
Yeah, I was going to say that, you can kind of swap out any other SEC team if we played like that against the way we did against Florida. Like, I would feel the same way. So, guilty until proven innocent, I guess.
Yeah, I'd say for me, I think, is there something I could happen in this game for me to be like totally cool and feel all great and hunky-dory about the whole season? No. Is there something that could happen for me to feel better? Yeah, if we're better in pre-snap and we take care and we fix these things and we look like a Josh Heupel team again, then yeah, I'm going to feel better. I feel like maybe we're not riding on flat tires anymore. Am I going to win my next race? Maybe, maybe not, but at least I got a shot, maybe. Whereas if they come out and lay an egg again and they're discombobulated and it's a huge problem, I mean, those are also two different things, no matter which way you slice it, my point of view.
Yeah, I think the team needs that confidence more than anything else.
Yeah.
Nico and Cooper coming out starting.
In the chat earlier, I was asked what I thought our record would be. I was like, if our O-line and D-line steps up, I can see us going 10-2 or 9-3. If our O-line and D-line don't step it up and get it right, and our secondary don't start wrapping up, we'll be lucky to get 7-5.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you tackle like that. That's a walking loss in the SEC every time you go out there.
That's what I was saying. Like, substitute any team you want to for the way we played last week, and we'll be lucky to beat anybody. They got a lot of fire and learn from it, and just do what they do what they've been practicing for, and have that confidence. And I want to see some leaders emerge on both sides of the ball. We haven't seen anybody really step up. Maybe a flash here and there from different people, but it starts from the top down.
And it's got to be consistent. That consistency.
Yep. Absolutely. Florida State just went up by 7 in overtime against Clemson. For those of you who aren't keeping an eye on everything,
that's been a good game.
I'm watching the A&M game, and I'll tell you what: if we don't start playing, we're gonna get smashed by A&M. They'll kill us
for sure.
They are playing good ball, so we need to step
A&M
up.
switched out quarterbacks, and they started rolling.
Well, they may have a new starting quarterback. This guy here is just balling.
So what you're saying is they switched their quarterback. Now they're rolling.
Hey, I mean, I remember a few years ago an Alabama team switched out their quarterback in the championship, and they ended up winning it. So I mean,
and like I said, that was a smart move by the genius Nick Saban. I ain't gonna lie, that was a pretty dang good move. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, Wiley got hurt.
Wow.
Given the other
quarterback got hurt.
Well,
and that's the reason why they switched to Max Johnson, who, if y'all remember, he is actually a starting quarterback a couple years ago at LSU, and he transferred over to Texas A&M.
I thought that weird southpaw throw.
Hey,
Yeah,
let's
and
review against Southpaw. Let's say I'm a Southpaw.
Are you really?
Yes, I am.
I knew
that's
that
why
was
he's not in his
odd.
right mind.
Yeah, I knew
So
something
is
was odd
so
about
is
you.
so is
I would
Rocky
have. I mean,
Balboa though.
yeah, I was
X.
gonna say
So
so
is
is
Rocky
Rocky,
true.
and you love
Balboa.
Rocky. Yeah, I was about
That's
to say
true.
Rocky.
That's true. That's true.
And for Rocky too.
Yeah,
He went back to
that's
the
true.
Orthodox.
Wait, hold on.
That's true.
Oh, I thought you were saying. Thought you were about to insult that movie.
Wait, why
I
are
was
we talking
to
about
get pissed.
Rocky?
You brought
This
it
is the
up.
greatest of all time because there's a gigantic Rocky Balboa poster right here beside me. That's why, Coach.
I'm a huge Rocky nerd for sure.
Are you really? Oh man,
yeah.
the
Oh,
greatest.
yeah.
I even
Oh,
like
my.
the new ones. I like the new the Rocky Balboa. I like. I've not seen Creed 3 yet. Creed 2? Are you kidding me? If
Yeah,
you
you
grew
gotta
up
see
on the
Creed
original
3.
Rockies, Creed 2 is like just a fan service. All right, Coach is getting mad. Let's get back to football. Wade Rouse for 5. Appreciate the super chat. Says if they look good and execute, I will be feeling pretty good. This UTSA team isn't awesome, but they will still have to prove it again next week. GBO. You know, it's funny, this game, you go back to the preseason, this is one everybody was talking about. It's a trap game, Boogie. Watch out for UTSA. Said then they sucked. I'm going to say now they suck. Vols by 50. Trey Tyndall for 2. Just want to see them rise to the occasion. Hashtag get right. You know, we were talking about the things we want to see, right? What do we want to see today? You know, run the football, discipline. A lot of the stuff that they did the last couple of weeks, particularly the Florida game, you can clean that up. And, you know, you talk about communication and how much of that is, because when Heupel was talking about it, he was talking about the communication between the quarterback and the offensive line, right? And getting your calls right, knowing where your double team is supposed to be and how that improves the running game. And I'm like taking notes. Educate me, Coach. Educate me. Educate me. I love hearing that real talk instead of just some BS coach talk. I don't listen to ball calls because it's always nonsense. Freaking got educated on this week's ball calls. I'm going to start tuning in every week because Coach talks ball, and I'm like, okay, this is what I want to hear. But it's stuff you can clean up. And again, when you talk about Cooper being right around the corner from coming back, how much better does that offensive line? We've said it a million times. Cooper is the heartbeat. He is the captain. He's the leader. He's the one that's getting the calls in, getting everybody where they need to be. How much of that is causing the communication problems? How much of that is and then also you had Mincy out, and you know, rightfully so. It's because he did something stupid. He deserved to be out last week. Even special teams too. Come on, Coach, what are you doing? Let's clean that up. But it's correctable mistakes, right? That's the beautiful thing. It's not like it's stuff you can't fix. But can you really clean up tackling in 1 week? Can you?
Maybe not fundamentals, but you can clean up the want to. Somebody needs to be, you know, up in them from start to finish. I don't know. You know, what the other coaches' roles are on the sidelines. And, you know, I know Banks is up in the box, but somebody needs to be, you know, if they haven't already, they need to stay on that because that was disastrous in a lot of ways.
Okay, I got a coach line. Sorry, go ahead. No, finish that.
No, I was going to say, and then on the opposite side, the run game, you know, I'd love to see some more Dylan Sampson worked in as well because both of those guys, all three of those guys, you know, I think that's when things were rolling the best is when they're kind of rotating those three, letting Wright take the reins, and then more tight end action too. I want to see some more tight end play calls, please.
Absolutely,
please.
Yeah, they were non-existent the other week, but the coach in me wants to say, yeah, you can get better every week at tackling, guys. Every week.
That's a Heupel
get
line.
better. Every play and every minute, every brick by. Oh wait, never mind. Sorry, abort.
Wrong coach. Wrong coach.
Wrong coach. Wrong coach.
They like to talk about.
You got to not lose the game before you can win the game.
You win the game.
Okay.
Everybody likes to talk about
you
you
just
get
remember that.
the most improvement between week 1 and week 2, and Heupel every time. Well, really good football teams get better every week. That's God so.
But
so
going back to
ridiculous.
Dylan Simpson real quick,
Like
I
that,
said, do you think we do see him today? Since he said he was a cage cheetah, will that cheetah be released today?
I think that depends on his previous week of practice. If you're the coach, I don't know what happened. Samson, they said it was just not part of the plan, and
how's he not?
If it was really because the plan got diverted, let's just take them at their face value for 1 second, right? Let's walk down the road and then maybe we can walk down the other road. But if they took him at his face value for that statement, and then you complain about it, I want to see in practice all week that you're not a complainer and you're going out there and working to start and play and all that kind of good fun stuff. But
let me play devil's advocate while we're on that.
Yeah,
While we're
please,
on the
please.
Dylan Sampson point,
That's
because
what makes it fun.
I love Dylan Sampson too. First of all, if I'm a head coach, when Dylan Sampson walks in the room on Sunday, I say, "Get your gear. Guess what? We're gonna go run."
Oh,
You're a
yeah,
case
there you
cheetah.
go.
We're gonna see how fast you can run, and you're gonna run till you puke. And the next time you go to social media, we're gonna do it 2 days. You do it again, we're gonna do it 3 days. You don't like it, transfer out. I cannot stand a player complaining about that. Like if I want to complain about it and Seth wants to complain about it, great. But if you're a football player, you get your butt in the practice room and you do the work. Now let me play devil's advocate. Why did Dylan Sampson not get as many carries? Well, because Jalen Wright's averaging 7.2 yards per attempt. Jabari Small is averaging 6 yards per attempt. Dylan Sampson is averaging 3.8 yards per attempt. I know he's flashy and he's sexy, and I think he's going to be a great running back. He's not the best running back on this football team right now. I would feed Jalen Wright till he taps his helmet, and then I would probably send Jabari Small in there. And I know a lot of people aren't really sold on Jabari Small. I think he's a really solid running back when he can stay healthy. I'm not saying Dylan Sampson's not a good running back. I'm just saying I can understand why maybe he didn't get it. 0 carries, that's a head-scratcher, but I understand why he's probably third in line.
And I get that, Buggy. I'm thinking Dylan Sampson, from what I've seen of him, he's more of the power runner. When you get down there in the red zone, you get down there in the 5, 3, 2, 1 yard line, and you need to punch it in, handing the ball. He's got the legs to push. I think that's where his strength is right now. I don't think he's a good open field runner. I don't think he can get to the outside as well as he needs to, or I don't think he can plug it through and then take off.
I think he's got more speed than Wright and Jabari Small both. Speed. Yeah, he's coming in because the other guys are getting tired.
Yeah. I think all volunteer fans are really excited for that. Cam Selden.
Yes.
Come on, Coach. You can't argue with me and tell me I'm wrong. You ain't got to argue.
No, I can't.
Nobody's got an argument outside of Bob.
No.
See, I've truly created a cult. Y'all are all drinking the
I think
Kool-Aid.
him the opposite. I think he's more of a third down back. Pass the ball to him and let him work some magic a little bit. That's how I see Sampson.
Problem with that in this offense, though, there really isn't a third down back because if you
I know,
substitute,
because
right,
You got to have an O-line.
Hey, let me throw a great third down back, Brian Mitchell, Washington Redskins back in the day.
That's
I love me some Brian Mitchell. Let me hit some super chats real quick. This one's been waiting for a while. Tyler Harrison for $20. Appreciate that, brother. $20 is not cheap. And I like when you guys give $20 because it's orange. All these blue super chats make me want to puke and think of Florida, but this one is orange, and I like it. I do like the pink ones too, though. I won't lie. I won't lie a bit. I like the red ones too. Tyler Harrison for $20. Rain or shine, win or lose, I will always be a Vols fan. Go Vols, and you never know. We could win all the rest of our games. Have that only loss because of the bad refs. I feel every SEC team will have a loss this year. I mean, the SEC definitely is struggling right now.
It is. It's kind of downtrending right now.
Even Georgia's struggling.
Wade Rouse for 2. Put Butch Jones in the game today.
How about say if
you should have put X probably.
How about say like I said, if you want to go back to piss poor tackling, that's Butch Jones right there. That ain't gonna happen.
Parker Townsend for 2. The boys need that Butch factor today. What's with all the Butch? Why is everybody? X has brought Butch Jones back to this freaking channel.
And you have to not lose the game before you can ever win the game.
I blame all of this on Xavier. Every bit of it.
Hey.
They did it so you play that clip, Boogie.
I know they love it. They love the clips. They love it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You need like a mega clip of all of his little coaches. It's insane.
Be a 6-hour show.
Yeah, it would,
just nonsense.
Would be. Side note, Otsun Stadium in Oregon looks mighty feisty right now. Mighty feisty.
What do y'all think about that game? I'm sorry. I know X is with me. Me and X talk about it all the time. I love that story. I love the Dion story. I love what Colorado's doing. Coach is just waiting on him to lose, and me and X are like, nope.
I just don't think they have the front seven on either side. That's all. That's
Oregon by 21.
my problem. That's my only. Yeah.
Here's how. That's it. I was talking to this to our coworkers at work. And said, listen, and I said, like Boogie said, I'm with Coach Prime until something happens. But listen, you got two teams. You got to tonight's game. Then you definitely got to beat USC. I mean, that'll definitely tell the tale of where Colorado's at.
They're not going to go beat. They're not going to go.
They're not beating my yacht.
A lot of it's going to be humbled down after this week and next week. I love Coach Prime. Don't get me wrong. I love what he's done there, but they have not met the type of competition that Dan Lanning and Lincoln Riley has got at USC and Oregon. I mean,
what I like about it, though, is everybody's acting like it's going to be this week that they lose. Oh, it's going to be this week that they lose. Oh, it's going to be this. Now they're actually I think you're right this week. I think the wheels fall off. But they were predicted to win 3 games the entire year. They won the first 3. Like, that's a fun story. And Dion, man.
I had them going 6-5, which was way above their projection.
Yeah, and to their
3 wins.
And to their credit, that's what hype and motivation can do for a team. Even if you're not the most talented, you get a few transfers.
The Tennessee team 2 years ago.
Exactly. And that's
we just all need to hope that Boo Carter's going to stay where he's at. Just please stay where you're at.
He's not going anywhere.
I don't think he's going to stay anywhere. Let me hit the super chat. Moonin back for $20. Appreciate that because of the pretty orange. I want to see a Vols by Fitty kind of game. Yeah, man, maybe I'm creating this narrative that you guys have to pay $19.99 or higher, so it's orange. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. Thank you, Moonback. Appreciate that. Yeah, door fees now have to be orange. That's the new rule. That's never going to work, Dustin, but we'll try it. Man, oh, man. Old Smoky's Ball Show says, love the story. Great coach. Players love Coach Sanders for sure. For sure. That like
and that's just it. You want to play hard for them because you love them, right? Whenever you can inspire that, whether it be hype, your D-line coach, your offensive coordinator, that as far as motivation goes, in my opinion, it's like personal motivation is a great thing, and you always want to be personally motivated. But when you care and love your teammates and your coaches, you don't want to let them down, man. You play your ass. It's like, your family, your wife, your kids, your children, whoever your loved ones are, you don't want to let those people down. You're going to fight for those people that matter in your life. And that's why it's important that those relationships are strong on a football field.
Yeah, and it's contagious, right? Good and bad.
Yeah.
And I think we've been on the bad side where we haven't seen enough of that. I think Heupel is one of the better, modern player coaches out there right now. But he's also very even kill, which is a good thing and a bad thing sometimes. So I'm hoping some of those assistants and coordinators will start getting in some grills because we need a little bit of that at times.
Officially out for today's game, Elijah Simmons, Keenan Peely, Christian Charles, Will Brooks. So Danico Slaughter and Cooper Mays are both available and dressed, but will they play? I doubt it.
Maybe a little run. Maybe wake up his pads a little bit. See how he takes contact. Very limited time. Very limited time. Maybe.
I don't think Danico Slaughter will play. Yes, he's probably our best corner, but you want him with that toe injury he's dealing with. You want him to be fully ready to go by South Carolina. He's
how he hurt his toe.
What'd you say?
Did they ever say how he hurt his toe? I never saw. Like I said, it was a little
I don't know if it's something like turf toe or if it's something like a sprained toe or something like that. But Cooper, I could see more realistically getting a few series, like 1 to 3 series, just because he hasn't had any action. Danico's actually had some action to where he's not going into the next week's game just completely rusty. So I could see Mays playing, but I don't see Danico playing.
I want some freaking D. Williams in my diet today too.
Oh yeah. He should have a good game. I agree.
And if it is turf toe, you want to give him that extra week anyway, because that stuff don't heal heal very good at all.
Just rest.
I think that's
the only way you heal that.
I think that's what the UTSA's quarterback's dealing with, right? Is he a for sure no-go?
I still have not seen anything confirm that. Everything.
I'm thinking he's a no-go because
the
line went up. I don't know if Vegas knows something we don't, but
it went up. What 3? Didn't it go from 20 or 21?
It's up to 24.
They know the quarterback's not playing, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
got insiders, man. That's what they do.
Yeah, we went from 21.5 to 24.
And it really let's be honest, like it doesn't really matter if it was a walk on. They're gonna probably play their best game against us, so we got to be prepared for everything. Brick by brick.
Did y'all know I can change? I can change.
Oh, God.
I can change your all's names. Did you all know that?
Bricks.
Oh
No.
God, I didn't know.
Oh my God!
Give me next. Give me next. Give me next. Give me next.
Oh, set yourself up for that one.
Give us your best coachism, Seth. Come on now.
There you go.
There we
There you
go.
go. What you got? What you got?
Boogie's bored. He's just playing now. He's like, this is for you
I
by
changed
the
the
fans,
background.
for the fans, and then he's just going to jack your name up.
Insult every single person that comes on here. He changed it to the bricks. That was the first thing that came to my mind. Come on, man. Come on, man.
I kept laughing. Then I saw X laugh. I was like, oh crap.
Hey, let's go around the room. Let's get everybody. Let me hit this real quick. Parker Townsend for 2. Appreciate that, brother. Says, I'm saving my money for the post-game show. He drops a super chat to tell me that he's saving his money. That's a great man. Parker's a great man. Appreciate that super chat.
Tell him to get on the show after on the after show. Tell him to get on up here and talk with us.
I don't know
upgrade that membership.
I don't know.
Yeah,
why
there you
Parker,
go.
Did he pop on? I don't think he popped on NCAA not, did he?
Yeah.
Did he?
Remember.
Maybe he did.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah, he did.
God, it was so late, man. Holy smokes. I think he did. I really think he did. Anyways, let's wrap this thing up. Let's go around the room. Bob, give us what you want to see. Give us your final score prediction.
I want to preach it. I want to see that offensive and defensive lines. I want them to step up like we saw them starting to do at the Virginia game. I want to see the defensive line live in that backfield. I want to see the secondary actually wrap up and tackle. I want to see Joe actually get out there and be able to air it out, and he's only going to do that if that old line can protect him long enough to stay in that pocket. I'm a realist. He's not going to throw a touchdown run if he's scrambling. He ain't going to do it. But we got to protect that pocket so he can get out there and show his arm. Final score prediction. If all those things go together, I see us doing at least 48, maybe 14.
Oh my gosh, that's like, I heard that. I'm like, am I going to be happy or am I going to be full of negativity and get yelled at all week again? I'll just fake positivity this week. I'm just going to fake it because I can't take the abuse. Appreciate it, Bob. Always enjoy you jumping on, buddy. I know you'll be in the chat for the post game, and we'll get you on tomorrow for the fan call-in show, 7 o'clock.
All right, we'll see you, buddy.
Later, buddy. All right, who we got next? We got
I'll
Butch
go.
Jones.
Go ahead, Butch.
Oh, the hell with you. No, I want to see really this our offensive line push, win the battles up front. I want to see our defensive line get home, just win at the line of scrimmage, and just good situational awareness, hopefully, and hopefully we get to see Nico sooner rather than later. And I believe that we will score more in the second half with the second team than we will with first team. I have a weird feeling about that. But anyways, 52-17.
All right, buddy. I think I spelled your name right, adding it back. If
There you
not,
go.
you can fix it. All right, appreciate it, Seth. Well, I know you'll be on the post-game show. We'll catch up after the game, buddy.
Yes, sir.
All right, Dustin, what do you got?
Well, basically the same thing everybody else said. Just, don't come out tight, come out hungry. I got 47-13. And then I'll leave you with my favorite Rocky quote, if that's cool.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
All right. So everybody familiar with Rocky?
They should
from 1
be.
to 2. Okay. So at the start of Rocky 2, he's getting married, right? He has a little bit of money from the first fight. He didn't win, but he has a little bit of money.
Right.
His mafia friend comes up to him and says, "Yo, Rock, did you ever think about investing in condominiums?" He says, "Condominiums? I never use them."
That was good.
Such a great movie.
That's awesome.
Good impersonation, too.
Yeah, that's spot on. Hey, we're going to start talking Balboa next week. Make sure you guys tune in.
There you
I'm
go.
down.
There you
I'm
go.
down. Y'all have a great day. See y'all. Go Vols.
Later, buddy.
There you go. Go Big Orange.
Go Big Orange.
All right, Rocky Top
Yeah.
Rules, what do you got, man?
Man, I hope they just come out a blazing. That's what I want to see. I want to see. We started out great last week. I want to see them continue that great start, and feed all the way into the second half. I'm thinking we're gonna hit 50 this week. I'm gonna say 56-17. I'm gonna say 56-17. And side note, Joe Milton's going to throw for 300 yards.
Let's go.
This will be the game. This will be the game where Joe, it gets silenced for a little bit. Joe's going to throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, and Jalen Wright's going to rush for 100. So, man, I'm just – they're going to get turned around today. I've been Debbie Downer all week. They're going to get turned around all week. Hey, I've been with you, Boogie.
Is it been my fault? Did I convince you? Did I lead you to the ledge and make you jump? Is that what happened here?
Hey, I was almost there, man. I was there. I was almost there. But, hey, Vols are going to turn it around today. I can't wait to see that scoreboard at the end. If it's a close one at the end game, ooh. Oh, man, it's not going to be a pleasant post-game show.
Nope. It's going to be a long, long week if it's a close one, no matter what happens, man. All right, brother. Appreciate you coming on. Always a good time having you on the fan call.
Go Vols.
Later, buddy.
Go Big Orange.
Let me hit this super chat. Trey Tyndall for 5 says T-Bird's sign shop is still hung over after the NCAA stream. This is my regular account. 52-12. Good guys. That's hilarious. Man, it was a long NCAA stream this week, but it was fun. Always a good time on Tuesday nights hanging out with you guys. But, hey, we're going to wrap this thing up. We're going to watch some Tennessee football. We'll be right back here immediately following the game, so make sure you come tune in. I'm going to send you guys out with some motivation, so stick around and watch it. For Coach Jay, for the X Factor, my name is Boogie Bentley. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. Go Big Orange.
If the outcome changes, does it change who you are, what you said, and what you seek to accomplish?
It happened, man. It happened. I can't go back and change what happened. You only can learn from it. It's just all about if we're going to come together or we're going to separate.
I say it often, it ain't the destination, it's a part of the journey. Right? It wasn't about a game, it was about mindset, spirit, disposition, dedication, commitment, right? What type of commitment? Not the cheap stuff. But there's certain cats that's going to embrace it and figure out a way to get better. There's other cats going to retreat, they're going to quit, and they're going to settle into mediocrity. You judge the true character and caliber of a man by where he stands in times of challenge and controversy.